So Kene is a special name given in Ethiopia for a particular kind of poetry. There is a school of poetry where teenagers are formed to become poets. There is a master poet and a community with many students, up to sometimes 400, 600, 700. Improvisation is one important element of that tradition. This has been done for many centuries. They must be improvised, no rule for copying or for repeating. There is an apparent meaning and a deeper meaning. The main sources for that are the scriptures, observation of nature and current situations. Christianity was introduced in Ethiopia in the 4th century. And from the 5th to the 7th century, there has been a great enterprise of translating the scriptures from Greek into Ethiopic. The liturgy and many other important texts have been translated with a special connection with the Orthodox Church of Egypt, or the Coptic Church. So among the branches of formation, so to say, in Ethiopia, in terms of education, one branch is Kene, poetry. And everybody begins first by reading. They learn how to read, and then at one stage they will recite the Psalms. So it's an event which is celebrated that a teenager has learned how to recite the Psalms. And then there will be those who will focus on Kene, poetry. There is what we call in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church Vespers, solemn Vespers, related to any major religious feast. So one poet will stand, will be invited, and will improvise. After each verse, another person who is qualified for singing will sing it. And the whole choir listens with attention. And at a certain stage, when he finishes, the whole choir will sing the new poem. So creativity is given room inside the church in the celebration or in the liturgy. That's another context different from the school. The students are given an education of grammar, conjugations, and biblical stories. So that's part of their reservoir from which afterwards they will create the poems. The other element is observation of nature, because most of these schools are in the countryside and there is a strong proximity to the fauna and the flora, and that helps them very much to create metaphors, to connect their ideas, their insights, to express them in the light of what they observe. It touches the heart, the mind, the soul, I believe, and the emotions. There is rejoicing. Suspense and rejoicing are really part and parcel of that education. Sometimes during the waiting or the suspense, when one poet is waiting to get more insight or intuition to continue the line, another participant can make an intrusion and finish the line. And that can happen even to the master poet, and he will not complain. They will rejoice. It belongs to the whole community, if you like, that creativity, that creation. What if religion used poetry as a way to deeply understand the scriptures?